Alright, Toolerinos, I've got a mystery tool update here. It is no longer a mystery. One or more of my commenters correctly identified this as a mill pick. It is a J.C. Higgins Chicago branded mill pick, and it has nothing to do with Sears. J.C. Higgins and then J.C. Higgins and Son basically just made mill picks, as far as I could tell. They did not have anything to do with Sears. Sears chose to use that name for branding sporting goods and things, I suspect long after this company was done. So it's a J.C. Higgins mill pick. One of the interesting things is I see on the internet other styles. This one is called eyeless because there's no hole in it for a handle. It fits into a special handle that has a wedge-shaped hole, and the head is wedged into place, and it's used in one direction until the tip is damaged, and then you can knock it out with a piece of wood, flip it over, put it back in, and then use the other tip. And once both tips are damaged, then you take it to a blacksmith and have it drawn back out and resharpened and ready for use again. Now on the other side here, it has the sort of initials stamped in. It's got a stylized J, H, and C. So I found some pictures online. I'll show some pictures, some examples of it. Also in the description there are links to websites, some good websites to review this sort of stuff, including one that is a masonry tool makers website, which is pretty cool. You might be able to use that if you're trying to identify makers of masonry tools. And then there's also YouTube links, because there's YouTube videos for dressing millstones where you can see them using these things. So check them out if you actually want to see one of these things in use. One other thing I want to point out is online, when I look up these J.C. Higgins mill picks or J.C. Higgins hammers, they're listed different ways, the logos aren't the same as this one. This one says J.C. Higgins Chicago, and that's all I see. There are two different versions I see online where there's a diamond in the middle with an H. And then there's another version where it's like this, but it says "and Son" in the middle. So I'm assuming this is an older one, before his son was born, or before his son was old enough to, join him at the forge. And so I'm assuming this is an older one, and also because it doesn't have the eye. So that is an assumption. If anyone else knows otherwise, please let me know in the comments. So, huzzah! Mystery solved. So I told Reggie I'd show him my hardware storage, and most of my odds and ends little stuff is in tray sets like these. I got 4 of them for Christmas one year. My parents got them for me when I still lived at their house, so I could keep stuff organized, in their garage. And they moved with me to Ohio. Hey, Toolerinos. For those of you who may recall the video where I showed off the big drafting table with the trains and stuff on it, this is the big storage cabinet that I got from the utility workshop room of the US Steel original headquarters building in Ambridge, Pennsylvania. They had a whole wall of these cabinets, and then this cabinet was standing alone on a short wall. So I dismantled it and brought it with me. So it is just a heavy-duty adjustable height. All the shelves, you can change the height and position. And I have some extra shelves as well if I wanted to put some shorter heights in it. But you see here there's all these array of holes, and you see how the the brackets fit onto the pins, which you can reposition. So heavy duty old storage, and then something else I grabbed from the other set is all these little drawers. So you can put cards in them to identify, you know, what you put in the drawers. But since I got a light over here so I could actually see, and I told Reggie I'd show him my hardware storage, I got some pipe fittings and pipe. Same thing here with this drawer, different sizes. Black pipe, galvanized pipe, valves, different kinds. Fittings. Here we got copper fittings, copper pipe, all sorts of random stuff. Again, random stuff picked up at yard sales and whatever. It goes in here in case I need it. Hose clamps and exhaust muffler clamps and big U-bolts and other things there. I got gutter hangers and random brackets and other pieces. Randomness here just for use to make brackets and things. So the drawers just slide into shelves that are set at the right height. There's no tracks or anything. So, down to the hardware. I don't remember what all the sizes are, but I put the heavier stuff at the sides and the lighter stuff towards the middle. So all these kinds of drawers are arranged with nuts in the front, and then lock washers, and then flat washers, and then short bolts and longer bolts, and then U-bolts and other things that are more special size. So same way all the way across. And again, it just gets progressively bigger until I get to this one, which is lag bolts and big carriage bolts. So that's my primary hardware storage. So while I was over here, I thought I'd do a quick pan of some things over here. Years ago, when an auto parts store was going out of business, I got 4 of these cans of liquid wrench, and I still have a couple. This one's almost empty, but that one's still full, and been lasting me a long time. And if you guys have seen that video the other day where I did a perfect pour motor oil change, I thought you might enjoy seeing another unusual bottle. Look at that. It was called Zoil Liquid Science. I'm quite sure it was marketing hype, but the product didn't really take off. I'm assuming that this is not available anywhere else, or is not available anywhere these days, but there's an unopened bottle. And so the way this was supposed to work is that you bend the neck over. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. So you can bend the neck in any direction to help you get it to the opening where you need to pour the oil. So it's an interesting project. The problem, lies in all the pinch welds along here. It makes it strong so it doesn't bend as well as you'd like, and then of course it gives you places for failure, because stressing it when you bend it has to be molded with the neck all the way up, and then you have to collapse it after it's molded, so you might end up with a small hole, which would be bad. So an interesting project that Never really went very far. It got to small scale production, but not like full scale production.